Hello there, Crusader Figures here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Archive Collection Tuskan Raider. Taking that initial look at the figure, you can tell that it is actually really well painted and actually well sculpted, which is something that I feel like the Black Series really excels at. The face is wonderfully sculpted with a lovely amount of paint detail in the mouth. I'm assuming that's a mouth. The wash on the head wraps and the silver on the eye details and the spikes. It's got this hard, unfortunately this is hard plastic, painted silver and brown, and his torso is painted with a lighter brown here, darker brown here, and a nice gold in all the little buttons and little bits here to kind of bring out the detail. Rest of the body I really can't say much for apart from the boots. Boots do have that wash again, and I believe they're painted kind of from here down, which is nice to see more washes being applied. Also, this bottom bit of the plastic robe is painted, and I believe there's a bit of a wash on the bottom. And there's more detailing at the back here, which you're not going to see, but at least they put it there. Also, could have done with an extra coat here because you can kind of see the sandy beige colour sticking through. The soft goods are well enough, although there's already fraying, which is just going to add to the kind of desert like wanderer look. Look here in the arms, the arm wraps are as well washed, and I would have liked a wash applied to the full body. That would have been really nice to see. The robes, I don't think they're removable easily. You'll have to pop stuff off, so be warned about that. But aesthetically, he does look really good for really the price you're paying for it. You can't complain about the looks, really. I mean, it could be better. It could be a lot worse. Getting into the accessories, he first comes with this cycler rifle, which is nice, well, really nice. It's got a really nice paint job here with some silver, some like dark metallic grey, more silver accents kind of punched in there. He does hold it. Hands are a bit tight as like every Black Series figure, so it's going to cause warping, a bit of scuffing on the handle there. But honestly, the scuffing will just add to the look. Try and get it focused for you. You see a lot of sculpted detail there, all along there. This bit's kind of thin and it could break if you're a bit rough with it, but hopefully you won't be. It comes with a club end and not one, not two, but 3 optional ends for it. So you can get like 3 or 4 of these and have like a different look for each one. They just poke in. I'm probably going to have it like this because this is painted silver. These ones just seem like cast brown plastic. And I feel that the painted silver has a much better finish. Although, if one of these doesn't come with the new Black Series Boba Fett, I'll just give it to him. And maybe the cycler rifle as well. Into the articulation. If we look at the head, can go all the way up. I believe that is a ball and hinge, go all the way up. A bit down, the confused Tuskan Raider. Swivel, it starts to meet resistance here, but you're not going to get more than that, but you can get the all the way around. For a surprising amount, the belt does get in the way, and this is going to cause a lot of problems. Surprisingly decent amount forward, surprisingly good amount back. A bit of a side-to-side teapot, not much. And the swivel, you start meeting resistance kind of at this point, so you're not going to get him all the way around. But again, he's not meant to go all the way around. Arms are straight out. You see the soft goods are kind of sewn there. And if we try and look there, it's just your standard hinges, swivel, arms. You do get all the way around, but it's kind of messy. So kind of functionally, you perhaps get up to there before things start getting messy, which you don't need much more than that. You can get them all the way out. I believe that's a single hinge to just about 90. It's hard to tell the robe, but or the, I don't know what you'd call it. But you also get a swivel on that point. We'll say 90, will be fair. Hand hinge in and out, swivel on the trigger finger, and the holding hand has in and out and a swivel. I would have liked an up and down and a swivel instead, but it's an older figure, can't really make too many complaints. Legs, if we see here, they have a cut joint for a swivel and a double jointed knee, which is a bit stiff, but you can get a decent amount. But that functional movement is blocked off. Oh, let's be a bit more modest with him. That functional movement is blocked off by the thick plastic. It is a soft plastic, but it's kind of a thick rubbery plastic, which kind of gets in the way of movement. So you're not going to be crouching or doing like very dynamic poses. He's more like kind of standing there looking cool or threatening. So feet, your standard Hasbro affair. Got a hinge up and down, and a pretty unlimited rocker. Although because it's tight and this is quite a thin peg, I'm quite worried. So try and move it gently and don't push kind of like I did there on the tip of the foot. Push as close to the joint as possible and you should be fine. Forward, you can't forget that. You get up to there. Backwards, you get to there. And you can do the full splits, which is really nice. And better than a lot of the more acrobatic figures we see from Hasbro, which is interesting. So there's the articulation. Pretty good for what you're paying and for what you're getting with an older figure. Now the important thing for me, scale. That's about just a hair under 6 inches and seems around 15 centimeters to me, 15 and a half, which isn't too bad. Now if you've seen Mandalorian Season 2, you will be interested in this. Din Djarin, or the Black Series Din Djarin, is just a bit taller than him. If you don't have the Beskar yet and you want to use this, he's got the Jedi Luke robe. The old Din Djarin is actually a bit smaller than the new one, which is interesting. Let's move him along. And if you're doing kind of mixing in SH figure arts, we've got Jedi Luke, who stands around the same size, if not a bit taller. The eyes are, you see the eyes are a bit lower, so that kind of works because Luke Skywalker's quite a short character, Mark Hamill's relatively short, so scale works pretty well. I wish I had a Jawa to compare it to. Hopefully I can find one of those for the Mandalorian display, because I feel like they're a nice character to have on that shelf. Okay, so after spending a few more minutes with the figure and messing around with it, I'm ready to do my final thoughts here. Well, I'm kind of weird about criticising it being an older figure and kind of not one of Hasbro's recent products. I do feel like it is worth criticism and to kind of say how Hasbro have developed. The way they've done the hand joints, not giving you the up and down instead of the used in and out, it's not functional. for especially with weapon holding characters, it's really not functional. The plastic here, as you can see, this is now bent slightly because they used a thinner plastic to make this accessory, and they didn't account for the tolerance with the additional paint on top. And it is painted because quite a bit of the paint has now come off on the connecting little tab. See, on these ones they've got a kind of tapered down little tab. That'll focus. It will sort of put the tabs in a slightly smaller bit to the rest of the bottom. That's kind of bent and crooked, and the paint's kind of faded off this one. So that's not great. The stuff like this hard plastic robe or gown, whatever it is I'm glad we're kind of hoping they fully move away from it and go with soft goods for all the stuff like this. I'm glad we got soft goods here. I hope they make more soft goods. I hope they include more washes and more detailed paintworks, like on the torso and the head and the foot wraps. The cycler rifle is impossible to get in the hand without heating it up, and then it's impossible to get it into a proper shooting pose. And it's a nice accessory, but it's not well executed with the actual figure. The accessory is not a problem, it's the articulation on the figure. And if you see, they've come a long way with their articulation here. See, now, like, you can't get joints to like past 90 on this one, but with newer figures you can get to 90 and past, and you can get more of your torso. The paint's still the same, like they've still got the same quality of paint, which is really nice, but I feel like they could have done more to kind of adapt this. Like this bit here being made out of a softer plastic, so I'm less afraid of snapping it, and this being made out of a harder plastic, so again I'm less afraid of bending it. Overall, this cost me about £18 in total, and I really can't complain too much about it. I know I've complained a bit, or quite a bit, but the sculpt, the amount of paint detail we get, the accessories we get, even though they're not as functional as I'd like, I mean, you get quite a lot of bang for your buck with this. It's not going to pose great. It's not going to kind of hold up great because of the plastic use here, and the fraying of the cape, it could come undone. But it is a really nice looking figure, and that's what I want a Black Series figure to do. I want it to stand there in a display and look nice, and hopefully I'm going to be making dioramas for the my Star Wars figures, especially the Mandalorian stuff. I'm going to work out a couple of those. Yeah, I like it. I don't love it. I like it. If I give it a number score, it would be around 7 out of 10. It's good, but it can do with a bit of improvements. And being an older figure and seeing newer figures, they've definitely made those improvements. So I think kind of discussions and reviews like this are more of seeing where the company's developed, seeing how they've improved. And they certainly have, especially in the Black Series line. So I'm going to leave you with that. 7 out of 10. If you feel like you need a Tuskan Raider, this is probably your only option, and it's a good one. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm glad to be making reviews again. Hopefully I can do it more. I'm going to be getting more figures in. I'm looking for the new... I'm definitely getting Qui-Gon soon, so hopefully I'll review him. And I'll be getting the new Bad Batch figures and Asajj Ventress and Bo-Katan, and I'll review all of those. And if you want anything for me to review, if you think of a figure that I could get and review, please let me know. I'll try and do that. If you see this and you like what you see, or you want to see more, please subscribe, share, like. I really want to do this review thing properly. I love reviewing products. I love getting figures in hand. I love talking about it, having discussions about figures and collecting. And I'd really appreciate any support I can get. Thank you. This has been Crusader Figures. Have a nice day.